Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. You guys have loved the CPA US series and you also have a lot of questions as to how these exams are structured. Because these exams are very expensive, you wanted more details, you wanted to understand the exam structure better. So I decided to do a 5-video series of explaining and covering everything that CPA exam entails. So I'm going to help you subject by subject, detail by detail, and I'm also going to share my study plan. So if you're interested, make sure you like and share this video and make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on the next few videos. For all the BTS, follow me on Instagram. The link is right up there. And now let's get straight into the details of what it takes to become a US CPA. One more thing, if you haven't watched my previous videos, make sure you do, because that's going to give you a very good understanding of how to start off with the process of US CPA, what study material to consider, how to go about picking the right study material, practicing, etc. And it's also going to help you with the licensing process. I'm going to link it to the description box below, so make sure you go and watch it. And now let's go and understand the exam structure. So in this video, I'm going to give you a good background of what a typical US CPA exam looks like. I understand these exams are very expensive and I know you want to go in fully prepared to pass them. And I'm here to help you pass those exams. So this first video is going to be about the exam structure, what can you expect in an exam, how do you access study materials, etc. So let's start with the first obvious questions, study materials. Does AICPA or NASBA provide you any study materials? To the best of my knowledge, such study materials are not available. When I tried and went in, did some Google research, I came across this exam blueprint, which is 33 pages. It's on the AICPA website, but that is what they have listed under the study material. I wasn't able to find any other study material that is available. So if you want options on what study materials are available, make sure you go to my first video, which was on US CPA. There are some study material options that are linked there. So go ahead, watch those. I hope it gives you a good idea of what study materials you can go for. Now, the exam blueprint that AICPA provides is very concise and detailed, and it can definitely help you plan your timeline, your structure, and make you understand what are the areas that need more focus and what are the areas that probably need lesser focus. But one thing that I want you to remember is that this is a professional exam, which means there is no such area that you can completely skip, because you don't know which section will get tested at what percentage. Also, one more thing to remember is because this is a percentile-based exam, this means that the 75% that you need is not really a score of 75. It means that you should be above the 75th percentile, which means your knowledge level should be in the 75th percentile of the candidates writing the exam. So while you're writing the exam, the questions can either get tougher or easier. If the questions are getting tougher, you're probably performing better, because the questions only get tougher when you're actually doing very well. That means that tough questions carry more weightage. Because this is a weight-based exam and you're trying to get 75 percentile overall, the tougher questions have more weights attached to them and the easier questions have less weight attached to them. If you see the questions are getting easier, you're probably not performing that well. But if the questions are getting tougher, you are definitely performing very well. I experienced this firsthand because I felt in my audit exam, I wasn't doing very well. I actually remember complaining to a coworker that the questions were very difficult and that I don't think I did well enough. Well, I actually scored a 92 in AUD. Also, as a background, I want to mention that I was working full-time while writing my US CPA exams. So that also meant that I did not get any time off. So all the preparation that I did was while doing my job full-time, and my job involved a lot of travel, so I was not really home, so to say. And if you're writing exam from countries like Canada or US, you probably know there are a lot of home duties that you have to take care of. So this is a very doable exam, even if you have a lot of responsibilities around you. You just have to plan right. And I'm going to help you do that. So let's start with understanding the exam structure. Now, we already know that this is a percentile-based or a weight-based exam. So what is the structure like? Well, each exam is of 4 hours. Now, these 4 hours can get very exhausting. Make sure you're carrying all your ID. When I wrote the exam from the US, we needed just our driver's license. But if you're writing it anywhere else, I still carried my passport just to be on the safe side. So always carry all the IDs that is needed. Reach the exam center before time and carry a lot of easy edible snacks so that when you're taking break, you're easily able to have those snacks. You get a break of 15 minutes during the exam, but you're free to, go and take a break whenever you want. It's just that the exam time will keep running. The 4 hours may sound really long, but trust me, when you're writing the exam, the time really flies by very quick. So you have to make sure that you're using the 4 hours very well. So each exam is delivered in a set of 5 testlets. Now, what is it that they test you in these testlets? Well, they test you on 3 categories of items. One of which is MCQs, which is multiple choice questions. The second one is TBS, which is task-based simulation. And the third one is written communication tasks. So each exam is also structured differently. There are some common pieces that we're going to talk about. So for all the 4 exams, the first 2 testlets are actually your MCQs. I think, as far as I remember, these questions were between 30 to 34, as probably 32 to 34 for all of these papers. So for all 4, you're going to have the first 2 sections are going to be MCQs, which is about, you're looking at about 65 to 70 multiple choice questions. Like I mentioned, each question carries a weight, and as the questions get more difficult, which means you're performing well, the weightage of the question increases and it pulls you faster towards the 75 that you need. If the questions get easier, that means that you're probably not performing as well, and that will pull your score down. So if you have a testlet that has a lot of difficult questions, that means that you need to answer lesser number of questions right in order to pass. But if you have a lot of questions that are easy, that means that you need to answer more questions correctly in order to pass. So you're going to be looking at about 60 to 65 to 70 MCQs, which you are going to tackle first. After the MCQ comes the task-based simulations. To me, these were very interesting because this is not something that I had been exposed to when I wrote CPT, which is a part of CA exams for those who are probably not aware. That was actually MCQ. Even though it wasn't weight-based, I was still exposed to MCQs in that section. So I was fairly aware of the concept of MCQs, but task-based simulation was completely new for me. And I found it to be extremely interesting because these were real-life work-based or real-life practical situations that they would give to us. And then they would ask questions around those situations. So it sort of tested the practical skills or the practical application of the technical skills that we had learned all throughout. For your task-based simulations to go right, you really need an in-depth, deep understanding of your technical knowledge, which means your base has to be very, very solid. In AUD, FAR, and Reg, which is your auditing, accounting, and taxation, you have 3 task-based simulations. In BEC, you only have 2 task-based simulations, and that is how BEC stands out to be a little different than the other 3 papers together. Personally, to me, because I'd never attempted an exam that had something like a task-based simulation structure in it, this probably was the most difficult part, and also because this would really test something out of the blue, and it went into the deeper recesses of what was your level of knowledge of any subject that you're writing the exam for. So make sure you practice a lot on the task-based simulations. Of course, practice all areas, but I would say focus more on task-based simulations if you're not very used to them. MCQs are still probably easier to get to based on the study material that you're using, so that will give you a very good idea of the kind of questions that would be asked. But TBS, the task-based simulations, could be a shot in the dark. And the last one is written communication task. This is specifically tested in BEC. This also was very unique to me because even though I was used to writing lengthy answers, I wasn't really used to writing answers for real life situation. So just like your TBS, just like your task-based simulations, you'll be given a real life scenario and you will be asked to write or prepare a document around it. It could be a memo, it could be a formal email, it could be a notice, it could be any document that has formal communication that you have to put down. These are again very tricky because you never know what could be asked. And these really test your communication skills, your verbal aptitude, as well as your understanding of the subject itself. Overall, in terms of difficulty, I do not think a US CPA is a very difficult exam if you have basic accounting background. If you do not have that, if you feel you're technically not that strong or that skilled, it may be a bit of a challenge. What I felt the challenge really was not so much the exam or the preparation for it. For me, the real challenge lay in the format because I had never written an exam like this and I was so new to the weightage, to the weight-based or the percentile-based system. So this completely stood out to me. There was no way of assessing how many did I get right because I did not know the weights for each question. So I would never know after writing the exam, am I even passing it or not? So that to me was very different about this exam. Difficulty level, like I mentioned, it wasn't that difficult. The preparation was sort of easy, and it required a lot of planning. So if you're well planned, if you're well structured, you can definitely pass the US CPA. In the next 4 videos, I'm going to cover the subjects, and the order is going to be FAR, AUD, BEC, and Reg, because this is also the format in which I wrote my exam. So I actually wrote them. I went with accounting first, then I went with audit, then I went with BEC, and then I went with regulation. So this is also how I'm going to detail on the subjects. So make sure you stay tuned until I see you again in the next video. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay well, and whatever questions you have, drop them in the comments below or send it to me on Instagram. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.